Hey guys, you're listening to Masters of the Cinematic Universe. I'm one of your hosts, Joe, with Like My Pedals and Just Surprise Me, and we're here today to make cinema great again.
And I'm Doug, happy to join Joe and Eric on this trip. Looking forward to things.
Hey guys, I'm Eric, and I am excited to be here.
So guys, we have a show.
We do.
Yes, we do.
Yeah,
Look at that, man.
We got a big billing to live up to. Being the Masters of the Cinematic Universe, we gotta knock this thing out of the park.
We'll bring it. I have no doubt.
So, what's the show about?
Oh, I don't know. I was invited to be on the show, but no one told me what it was about, so I'm going in blind.
I think it's about like pizza.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's about my favorite pizza place, Goodfellas Pizza. No, we are going to take a look at some notable films, some of our favorite films, some of our not so favorite films, and we're just going to put them on the table and discuss them.
Yep, it's going to be a movie review podcast because the world doesn't have very many of those as is right now.
There aren't any.
Yeah, we thought, where's the hole in the market?
Yeah. What hasn't been done yet?
Exactly.
And by the amount of searching we had to do to come up with a title for this, I can tell there's no movie podcast whatsoever.
That's very true. It was an arduous task.
Yeah, we didn't necessarily like this title. It was just the only one left.
The only one.
Yeah.
The only one available.
With that being said, I do like it, and as an artist, I want to make a logo for the show, so let's dive into your favorite Masters of the Universe character, and that way I can sort of incorporate it into the logo or do something cool with it.
Oh, yeah. Doug, who's your favorite?
All right. Well, I've got to go, right off the top with Skeletor. And I want to be honest in that the biggest exposure I have to Skeletor are the Robot Chicken.
I thought you were going to say the Toyota commercials.
No. The Robot Chicken shorts, my favorite being the carpool episodes.
Oh, those are great.
They're hilarious. They're absolutely hilarious. But his personality fits me very well, especially in that context. So, yeah, I'm going with Skeletor.
All right, I got that down. Skeletor for Doug.
Excellent.
Joseph, who you got?
I feel like you really could only be one of a couple people from the show and like actually be cool.
Yeah. We want you to look good, man.
As much as I want to say He-Man, because, he's blonde hair just like me. He's big and muscly, unlike me. But, Battle Cat was way cooler.
Battle Cat was strong.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's like, is it cool to be a Battle Cat that someone's going to ride?
All right.
You like to be ridden?
Yeah. All you had to do was ask.
Hell
All right, so I got you two standards. I'm going to go with it's a character called Grizzlor. Now, I'll say straight up, I'm deep into Masters of the Universe as a fan, as an 80s kid. So Grizzlor kind of looks like Chewbacca from Star Wars if you shaved his arms and legs but left hair everywhere else.
I like that.
Just an incredible character design. So I'm going to go Grizzlor.
That's badass.
So I will get to work on that. And hopefully have something cool.
I don't know if I should be a cat now. I mean, he is cool though, but I don't know. I just feel like I really shit the bed on this one. But anyways, we're going to be your hosts through this magical world. We will have guests every once in a while also that are going to come and join us to keep this fresh and fun. But the real stars of this show, of course, are going to be the movies that we're discussing. And the first movie that we're discussing is going to be which one, Doug?
It's Goodfellas, Mr. Scorsese and crew.
You can never go wrong with Goodfellas.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it probably made everybody's lists, so we felt it was a good starting point, good jump-off point for us.
Yeah, for sure. Goodfellas widely regarded as one of the best movies out there.
Yes.
So yeah, I think that's a good starting point. 1990, right?
Mm-hmm.
Scorsese joint, produced by Irwin Winkler, Warner Brothers film, and it was, I did not know this, but it's adapted from a book that was written in 1985 called Wise Guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
That one I knew. Well, somehow. I don't remember how I found that out, but I knew that one.
That knowledge is bouncing somewhere around in the annals of your brain.
Who's your favorite character just off the top of your head from what you remember of the movie before we do our rewatches?
I mean, it has been a while, but I always remember loving the Joe Pesci stuff.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, just that iconic scene of like, "Do I amuse you?" I think that's
am I here to make you laugh?
Yeah. Love that.
Yeah.
Yes. I'd have to agree. I'd have to agree.
All right, so we're all going to be Pesci's on this for right now. Well, it might change. It may change after we rewatch it.
Yeah.
But
Leota's wild-eyed and crazy in this movie, so I might shift my my vote here.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you see,
nothing wrong with Italian American.
Yeah. Right.
Spinning
off the Pesci role, though, a great, almost cameo is Frank Vincent as Billy Bats.
Yes.
That "Go get your shine box" line is one of the best lines ever. I could use it in my house a lot. So, yeah. So that he's one of my favorites as far as the smaller roles in that film.
Well, I'm excited to dive back in. Like I said, it's been, God, at least 4 or 5 years since I've watched Goodfellas in earnest.
Okay.
So
Good.
Yeah, I'm excited.
It's been a minute. I think it's probably within the last couple of years, but I just don't remember the exact last time I watched it. But I am looking forward to deep diving back into this and having fun doing a full review, which when our normal episodes come out, this is just an introduction for you to get to know us, for us to basically tell you what this is about. But our normal episodes will come in, talk for a little bit, go through the movie, and then come out at the end with some kind of rating system to tell you, how we think of something compared to something else, basically. And my hope with that is, over time, as you get to know us as people and how we feel about the movies, you create a bond with one of us, and then whatever we tell you, you just do.
That's the goal.
Yes,
it starts
mind
as a
control.
movie review podcast,
Exactly.
and it turns into a cult.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, that's the ultimate goal of any podcast, right? Is to
Exactly.
Yeah.
get your followers to do whatever you want them to do.
It's a
Jump
natural
in that
progression.
Patreon, guys.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
say you need a show artist, you just let them come on once a week. And
Yes.
sorry, no, I don't know anybody like that.
No.
Nope.
What are you talking about?
So let's quickly go through and just tell each person a little bit about ourselves. That way they can kind of know who they're going to be listening to.
Alrighty. Who wants to go first?
Age before beauty.
Are we talking young or old? All right, fine. We're talking old. So that's me. I was wondering how long it would take to get the old jokes in. So yes, I am the senior member of the crew. So I plan on offering a lot of sage advice and teaching these youngsters what a really good movie is. So again, I'm Doug. I met Joe online. We've never met in person, but we've had a great relationship. I've guested on his podcast, Just Surprised Me, a few times. Had a blast every single time we did it. And, I love that community, and I'm very excited about doing this.
Yeah, he didn't really do a good job at catfishing me, though.
I got to work on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of hard when you told me you were an old male guy right off the bat. If you would have came
You're
off
right.
like you were a hot chick, and then I got
That's
there and you
true.
were you, I would feel more like it worked. Well,
Yes,
I'm
that's
Joe.
true.
I come from the wonderful state of Florida. You know how we're the butt of every joke. So that's going to be fun. I cannot tell already. But I do have another podcast called Just Surprise Me, which is basically a shit show, but it's a fun shit show, and we have lots of guests. Both Doug and Eric were guests, and then we decided, the three of us, we really like movies, so we're going to get together and do that. Both myself and Doug are also pedal builders, which is in the guitar pedal world. I run a company called Like My Pedals, and he runs one called 37 Effects. You should go see him. Not saying anything bad about mine, but
Your stuff's good, dude.
I think Dougie needs to use some of that stationery up.
Stationary.
I can always order more.
Yep.
Well, I'm Eric. I'm 35, so pretty close in age to Joseph, and not that close in age to Doug, apparently. But
No.
yeah. But no, I love movies. I've loved movies my whole life. I'm excited to be a part of this podcast. I'm an artist. I'm an engineer. but mostly I'm just a nerd. So I'm thrilled to be able to dig into this stuff that means so much to me. You know, from the directing to the art of it. It's I'm over the moon, man. But yeah, I live in Florida too. I've got the opportunity to hang out with Joseph a couple of times now, which has been cool. You know, like you mentioned, I guessed it on Just Surprise Me. Had a lot of fun there. So yeah, I look forward to shooting it with you guys.
Hell yeah. This is going to be
Excellent.
a fun time, guys. So, real quick, just to kind of get a baseline setting here, what are your top 3 movies you can think of without thinking too hard?
All right, I'll jump in first. So we talked about this earlier before we started, but you know, for the most part, my list is a fluid list. It's ever changing. The movies might not change on them, but the order might. But number 1 is always number 1 for me, and that's Cool Hand Luke with Paul Newman.
Hell yeah.
Paul Newman's my favorite actor ever, and one of my favorite people ever, because he's one of the good ones. There's very few good people on this planet, and while he was here, he made the world a better place. So I dig him as a person, love him as an actor, and Cool Hand Luke is just one of my favorites. I mean, sometimes nothing is a pretty cool hand. So yeah, that would be my number 1. And then again, we sprinkle in, obviously, Goodfellas is on that list. Alien, all the Aliens movies, but you know, in that sci-fi genre, Alien, you know, to me stands alone. And then I'll throw in something like West Side Story. That's my favorite musical of all time. That movie is absolute genius.
I love West Side Story.
Yeah,
Man,
I don't know
guys-
how I feel about the reboot. The cast looks pretty cool, but I don't, you know.
What, you mean a Bronx Tale?
Yeah, no. Yeah, all right. Yes, minus the music, correct.
Yeah.
But yeah, West Side Story, that moved me, even as a young person. I mean, you know, obviously it came out
so great.
when I was too young, but I
Were
had
you a
the
shark
pleasure.
or a jet?
I was, at the time, I was always a jet, but
Wait, Eric, though, you might have been a shark.
Yeah, I definitely would have been a shark.
Oh, yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Feel the friction already.
No
Yeah.
choice in being a shark. It's just, hey.
Well, yeah, that's the thing, but
Just
yeah,
so
I
everyone
mean,
gets the joke there, Mr.
Oh.
Eric Pavone is of Puerto Rican descent.
I am a brown
Yep.
young man, for sure.
there you go.
I have to say, my wife absolutely adores that movie, and
Yeah.
you have just earned her respect. So,
It's such a good movie.
Well, thank you. I mean, you want to talk about things. I mean, it's Romeo and Juliet is what it is.
Pretty
Yeah.
much, yeah.
But you know, again, it moved me as a young person. I had the pleasure of seeing it on Broadway.
What's
in
your
a
favorite
revival. I love Maria. See, that song just
That's such a great song.
that just gets me. And then, you know, once you're a jet, again, the list goes on. It's a fluid. That
Yeah,
would be
but
a
I
fluid
feel
list in
pretty.
and of itself. But well, I always do. So you know, I mean, it's just that runs in my head. You know, on loop. But yeah, so I mean, those are 3. With Cool Hand Luke always being number 1, and then again, we could sprinkle in a bunch of different movies depending on my mood, my day of the week. You know, what day of the week it is, things like that. So, yep.
Nice. Eric, how about you? What are your top 3s
ooh,
at the moment?
I'm going to start with Ghostbusters. I
Hell yeah.
absolutely love Ghostbusters, and I find things about it, even to this day. I mean, I've seen this movie, you know, in the triple digits at this
Yeah.
point, but there's stuff in this movie that I pick up on for the first time. You know, things that just make me laugh that maybe shouldn't, or it's just, there's so much depth to the comedy in it
There
for
is.
what's basically a goofy, kind of almost B kid movie from the 80s. So
Except for the ghost job part.
the ghost job, yeah, and that's a great example. As a kid, that scene flew over my head,
Yes.
100%.
So did she.
Yep.
But now it's one of the
Wow.
funniest things about the movie because it's just so random, and it's
Yeah.
it's shocking that it made the cut.
For
So,
real.
Yep.
yeah, Ghostbusters is definitely always hanging around the top of my list.
Great movie.
So is
Yeah.
Back to the Future.
Hell,
Back to the Future. I know they use that movie like in film school as an example of a perfect story structure. It's just so well crafted.
Yes.
So I mean, whether or not you're a science fiction guy or a comedy guy or an '80s guy or whatever, that movie has a tendency to just draw people in because it's so immensely watchable. So yeah, if that comes on, it's getting watched. It's one of those movies for sure. And I'm going to round it out. Man, the third one is hard because there's so many choices.
I know.
Holy crap.
You can always change it later.
I'm probably going to change it later. Right now, I'm feeling like throwing some love to Jurassic Park.
Ooh.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Jurassic Park
I'm with
was...
you on that one too.
Yeah, it was such a monumental movie in my childhood to see in the theater.
Mm-hmm.
And it just felt larger than life. It amazingly still holds up really well.
Yes, it
special
does.
effects wise with
does.
ILM and everything they did, the CG was pretty understated. They still use a lot of puppetry and a lot of engineering to make those dinosaurs come to life.
Yeah.
And it's another one of those classic Spielberg movies that's just so well put together. The sequences and the
so
visuals.
So far ahead of its time.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And the
I
cast.
remember sitting in the theater the first time seeing it,
God.
and an inconsequential scene in that it was just a wide angle shot of this reservoir when they first see the dinosaurs, and there's herds of dinosaurs drinking from the water and eating the grass and such, and there's just down by the water there's one horned 4-legged or 2-legged dinosaur, I'm not sure what kind, but it just lifts up its head and sort of shakes itself. And
yeah.
I remember actually getting choked up at just the visuals, at how stunning it looked and how real it looked. And again, like you said, we're going back to 93.
I was a kid at the time that movie came out.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to go to Jurassic Park.
Yes.
Doug and I feel like we're kindred spirits because I'm a sensitive cat, man. And you've
please.
mentioned tearing up twice now.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm with you, man.
Good.
Thank
you.
I cry in movies too.
Yeah,
well, this
all
is
right.
good.
We're all together on this one.
I'm out of control sometimes.
Oh my god!
Anyway.
Like the Disney movie Inside Out with the girl, because my daughter's name is Riley and has blonde hair. Also, that movie made me cry like a little girl.
Oh yeah, for me it could be a Disney movie, it could be a drama, it could be a comedy.
You
it
cannot
doesn't
watch
matter.
a Disney Pixar movie and not cry. Up is the saddest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah,
The
man.
first 5 minutes of Up.
Yep.
But
I'll put it to you like this: I've gone so far as to craft like narratives that don't exist in things to make them more emotionally resonant for me. So I was watching an episode of Supergirl, right, on the CW. And she's trying to save a plane, like a plane's going down and her sister is in it. And she's not powerful enough to stop it, full stop. But her sister's behind the glass, kind of like coaching her through it, like, come on, you can do this. and to me, I was like, oh, this is childbirth.
Oh, wow. All right.
Crazy.
You're digging.
Awesome.
But that's good.
And it sounds crazy as shit, I know, but
no, but it's badass.
I have 3 kids, so it took me back to those moments of like, Supergirl's yelling, I can't do this, and her sister's like, yes, you can. Oh.
Yeah, I can totally relate completely.
That's awesome. So
all right.
we all
I'm
have
sorry,
kids too, which
I'm crying all over again.
Yeah.
So you have 3 kids.
Yes.
Doug, you have
I have 4.
and I have 5. So we 3, 4, 5 did.
Yep, we
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
We did.
Going back to 3, and I'll give you. And I seen it's funny. Like I've just noticed kind of a trend here. Doug, your top 3 movies were more serious movies.
Yep.
Where they had more high stakes. Then Eric so far has had like big blockbuster, awesome like 80s, 90s movies.
Mm-hmm.
And my 3 are also going to follow a trend, which I find kind of funny that we each have like our own kind of set type of movie.
Well, that can only be a good thing.
My number 1 movie is Idiocracy.
Mm.
The Mike Judge movie where Luke Wilson. I can never get the Wilsons right. Yep, Luke Wilson is frozen as the most average person on Earth, which is supposed to be for a year, and he ends up waking 500 years later, and the world is completely stupid, and he's now the smartest person on Earth.
Yeah.
A scarily prophetic movie.
Oh,
Isn't
very,
it?
very much
Isn't it
so.
though?
Yeah.
It's a how-to book now.
But just the comedy in that movie just speaks to me. Like everything from it's got electrolytes to he came into my apartment while I was watching Ow My Balls.
Yes.
To Terry Crews being President Camacho or Randy Camacho Macho Savage,
Yes,
Mountain Dew Herbert,
exactly.
something like that.
Yep.
In the House of Representing.
I forgot about that one.
just everything about that movie, and it's got an all-star cast as well. Everyone you could think of that's supposed to be in comedies and comedy, and it was one of Maya Rudolph's early roles too.
Yeah, it was. It was out of SNL. Yeah.
So that's my number one movie.
Love it.
I can't help but if that movie's on, I'm watching it.
Yeah. Go away, baiting.
Even go away, I'm baiting.
I'm baiting.
Okay, sorry. I'm hoping one day we do that movie.
We will for sure.
Absolutely.
My number 2 movie on the list is Tropic Thunder.
I can't argue.
Yep. That's a good one.
That movie's amazing.
Which is a movie about people making a movie.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But they're not actually in a movie because they just think they're in a movie. I'm just a dude playing another dude.
Playing another dude.
The one where Robert Downey Jr. can get away with wearing blackface for an entire movie.
Yeah.
That's true.
And Ben Stiller can, completely make fun of the mentally handicapped.
Yeah. Never go full.
And Danny McBride blows a bunch of shit up.
I know.
And,
that movie's so solid.
Yeah, that's another one of my. I can't not watch it. Oh, and Tom Cruise too. Tom Cruise's role in that movie was great.
He was fantastic.
But yeah, so that's my number 2 movie. As you can tell, I'm the comedy guy. I like comedy movies. Now my number 3 is hard because I have 2 movies in this one spot. One of them's going to get it, and one of them's just going to be honorable mention. I'm going to honorably mention the one that more people know, just because more people know it, and that's Galaxy Quest.
Mm.
Yeah, dig that flick. Big time.
But I think if the 2 of these were on side by side, there's another Tim Allen movie I'd want to watch more.
If you say Jingle... Oh, never mind.
No. It's the Santa Claus. Come on.
Yeah.
No, it's called Big Trouble.
Yep, I know that flick.
And it's the most random set of things happening in a movie I've ever seen. It takes place in Miami. Tim Allen works for an advertising agency. Or no, he worked for the Miami Herald, but then he decided to quit or got fired. I can't remember what the hell it was. It's a bunch of random bullshit. But anyway, some other guy tries to hire him to kill somebody, and then he ends up trying to kill somebody, but Jason Lee's Jesus in a tree somewhere. And the Johnny Knoxville's trying to break into a bar to steal money, but ends up stealing a bomb that's like a nuclear weapon, and it's just all hell breaks loose in this movie.
Yeah.
And what's his name? The gangster guy. I can never remember his name.
Dennis Farina.
Dennis Farina.
Yes.
Rest in peace.
Yep.
His role in that movie is my favorite.
Yeah.
He just is so irritated by the people of Florida.
Joseph, I have not seen this movie, but now I can't not see it.
Oh,
it
watch
sounds
it
you
tonight.
have to.
If you have time, watch it tonight because it's one of the most amazing movies. It's also got what's her name? The girl that was in Zooey Deschanel.
Okay,
she's
Yeah.
young. She's like 18
Yes.
years old in this movie.
Yeah.
And DJ Qualls.
Yep. I mean, it's a farce. It's a farce along the lines of Mad World or Rat Race, and that it's just like Joe. He described it perfectly in that there's a million things going on at one time, and characters just zooming in and out of scenes, and the story itself is.
But it all ties together so nicely.
Exactly. That's the thing.
It's like
it's well
set
done.
of sub-stories
well
going
done.
on all at once, and then it all ends up lining up perfectly. Renee Russo's in it. Stanley Tucci, Tom Sizemore. The what's his name? Patrick Warburton and Janine Garofalo are the police officers.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I mean it's just a massive Sofia Vergara. She was the housemaid lady, way before Modern Family days.
Yeah. See, I didn't even remember that, and that was way early in her career. So
yeah, I mean this movie came out in I think it had to have been the 90s or no 2002. Okay, so it's late 90s, early 2000s. But as a kid from Miami, I recognized almost all the places they went in this movie, which was kind of awesome. Andy Richter was in it. He was the security guard.
Oh, God, I love Andy Richter.
Yeah, I'm telling you, this movie is amazing. That's why I had to pick it in my top 3. Even though I love Galaxy Quest, if the 2 of them are on, I'll watch Big Trouble over Galaxy Fest.
Yeah.
Or Galaxy Quest. I'm sorry. I can't even say the name right now because I'm so, on this other movie.
Galaxy Quest. I love Galaxy Quest, so if you're going to put this one above it, I got to watch it, man.
Yeah, it's definitely worth a watch. It's a good movie.
I'll send it to you a little later. I have it.
Hey.
But yep, so those are our movies. Hopefully that gets you to know a little bit which one of us are going to side with based upon your taste in movies. I'm probably going to be the funny guy who says a bunch of stupid things that don't make sense.
We'll keep you wrangled in, don't worry, Joe.
I'm sure Eric's going to be more the facts guy.
Yeah, I like
He knows
facts.
his shit.
Yeah.
Just so everybody knows ahead of time, I'm probably going to be wrong about a lot of stuff because I talk first and then think later.
You'll be good.
Yeah.
I think you'll control yourself.
We have a Facebook group. It's the Masters of the Cinematic Universe. If you'd like to join that, feel free to. We can have more discussions in the group that are about the show. Your ideas for topics, your ideas for movies, your ideas for, if you didn't like what we said, if you just want to basically call me an a-hole, go ahead. I embrace it.
We can get it to the point where we throw some polls up there and you guys pick what we watch,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That'd be a great idea.
I think for episode 69, we have to watch the Masters of the Universe movie.
Oh, God, I can't wait.
I can't think of anything better to fit episode 69, except for maybe the Ladies' Man.
Oh, the ladies.
See, now you're making it difficult.
That's
all
a
right?
toss-up.
We were
That's a
set,
toss-up.
but then yeah.
So maybe what we'll do is like every 10th movie, we'll put a poll up and let you pick for us.
Yeah.
Something fun like that. But we are looking forward to having all kinds of guests on the show. Certain people have certain movies that are favorites. So if we have a movie that's your favorite, don't feel afraid to ask. As long as you have the ability to talk into a microphone, we can make it work.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's how I got my start.
Yeah, I had to beg him. I was like, Doug, come on the show. And he's like, I don't know, man.
I know. You and Will guilted me and he called me a coward.
Yeah, and then I'm not going to do it on this show because that's for the other show, but I have a drop for you on the other show.
Yeah, we're not. No, we're going to keep this above board.
Yep. You're going to have to
Right.
tune into that show to find out what it is.
Exactly.
Yep. And when you do, it'll be worth it.
100%.
Sorry. I've been wanting to use that drop forever. It's one of the ones I've been saving. But anyways, guys, this has been fun. I hope you have a little bit idea of what's going on now, probably about as much as we do. But we promise to, when this show comes out, you will never even have had to watch these movies, but we want to give you like an idea of what they're all about.
Yeah, I think we'll sculpt this thing as it goes and kind of find a format that works and it'll be a trial and error thing at first, I'm sure, but we'll get into the groove here and take you on a ride.
Oh yeah. So thanks for joining us for this episode. We look forward to seeing you guys soon.